Good morning everyone, welcome to episode 23 of the Carp Hunt. Again guys, today you're joining me back down at the club water. I'm on Heron Lake. I'm down a bit later today. I had the school run this morning, so it's now just gone 9 o'clock. But I'm going to go and have a lap of the lake in a minute. It's only one van here, so there's only going to be one or two, possibly two people on the lake. So yeah, it should hopefully be fairly quiet today. Yes, it should give me a good pick of the lake. But yeah, we'll have a walk around and see what's going on around the lake today. I've got 2 days ahead of me. I've got today and then tomorrow as well. I've got a full day tomorrow. The missus is off work tomorrow, so yeah, she's going to be doing the school runs tomorrow. Yeah, I get a whole day down here, so yeah, so that's good. Hopefully we can nick a couple of fish over these 2 days. You know, it's a bit colder today. The temperatures have come down a little bit, but heading to the weekend as well. It's meant to get quite cold over the weekend. I don't think it's going to hit up to about 5 degrees in the daytime, and it's meant to be dropping down into like minus temperatures maybe through the night. So I think today and tomorrow are going to be the last sort of days where it's holding a decent bit of temperature. The wind's completely dropped down today. It's not that bad. So yeah, hopefully, you know, might be able to nick a fish or two today. And absolutely brilliant news from the Angling Trust yesterday as well about night fishing. You know, it's definitely going to be commencing from the 29th now, thank God. You know, I don't mind doing these day sessions, and I've done quite well out of them at the minute as well, you know, but there's nothing better than having a good 3 nights on the bank, 2 free nights, you know, in the bivvy, getting them night bites and that as well, you know, putting in the work, in the swim, rather than chasing fish around all the time. You know, this type of water as well is quite good for that bait and weight approach, you know, and yeah, it is renowned. You do get a lot of night bites on this water as well, so yeah, thank God for that too. Well, get next week out of the way now, and then that's it, get out for a few nights. And I even put the request in with the missus. I said, babe, that's it, you got to book a few days off work. I've got to, straight away, I've got to be down here doing a bit of night fishing. But yeah, for this year guys, the plan is as well, I am going to be sticking to this lake quite a lot this year. You know, I did have a good year last year on here, but you know, there's still a lot of fish I haven't caught from here yet. Like that scaly mirror you seen the other day, there was a little stocking in them a couple of years back, and you know, they don't really come out that often. But when new fish go into a lake, it takes a couple of years for them to adjust to that environment, you know, and yeah, and then they start tripping up a bit more then. And you know, I reckon they're all putting on a bit of weight as well. I caught one 4 years ago and it was 18 pound, and the bailiff on here, he had it, I think it was about 2 years ago now, he had a capture of that, and it was just over 20 pounds. So I reckon all them stockies that went in there are probably all above that magic 20 pound now and here. So yeah, hopefully, you know, I'll be pulling out some good mirrors this year. But in the mix of all of that though as well, I will be hitting some day tickets up as well. I do want to try and hit the mainland up a few times this year, you know, try and get out over to Linear, maybe Todba, places like that. So yeah, it's going to be some good things coming through this year. But for now guys, I'm going to get a lap of the lake done, and yeah, I'll speak to you shortly. Tight lines. got up to the top end and the reeds up there were bashing like mad. You know, there's got to be about 5 or 6 fish in there minimum. You know, there was a lot of different areas where they were knocking and going about. You know, and it looked like there was maybe a bit of competing for a bit of food there or something like that going on, because it was very, very active. So yeah, so I've decided to come up to the top end of the lake. I mean, like the last swim as you're going up the side, where you know there is another swim next to the reeds, but you can't fish safely to them reeds. You know, you'd be flicking out in front of them or next to them, and they'll just take you straight in there. You can't fish safely swim like that, so you've got to come to the swim before that, cast over to the front of them, and you can fish it nice and safely. Then, you know, not give the fish any line. So yeah, I have fished this swim a good few times before, so I've got my spots in here. Because there's no one in the swim next to me as well, I'm able to get into that cove. You can get a nice casting, so there's a nice gap. So yeah, obviously if anyone rocks up, I'm going to have to move that. But it's not that busy down here today. There's one other angler on at the minute. Another one's just doing a lap, and there's one just coming in the car park now as well. So you know, there's still a lot of options around the lake for other people. Yeah, so obviously I've fished these spots from this swim before as well, so all I have to do is go into my phone, go into my notes, and I've got all my spots saved in there of how many wraps it is to each spot. So yeah, nice and easy, no having to lead about or anything like that. I'm straight into the swim, got the distance sticks out, wrapped up to the spots, and just cast a bait out over there. So yeah, hopefully, you know, we might nick one today. Even though I've just said it's quite chilly today, the temperatures are coming down. It was only reading about, I think it was 7 degrees in the car, but I'll tell you what, it feels a lot milder than that. There's not an ounce of wind today, so it's very humid. So yeah, hopefully it should get a few fish milling around up this top end today. That's sort of what I've clocked so far as the weather's starting to warm up, is they are favouring this top and around the islands up this top end a bit more as well. So hopefully I'm in the right place today. There's definitely some fish about. Whether I can lure them out of them reeds up here to get that bite is another story, but I'll be trying my hardest today. And yeah, as always, if I see anything else to go on, I will make that move. It's only day sessions, I'm travelling very light, so yeah, if I see anything else to go on, I'll be up in sticks and moving. If come lunchtime, if I haven't really had anything, course, it seems like the swim's gone dead because for whatever reason, then yeah, we'll have a move. But yeah, that's it for now, guys. I'll keep my eyes on this water, and hopefully I'll see you shortly with the fish. Tight lines. Right guys, so as you've just seen, I'm in a new swim now. Just coming past 1 o'clock, and yeah, up in that other swim, I wasn't really seeing too much to go on. You know, the reed stems had stopped knocking about an hour ago. I hadn't really seen anything going on there, and it feels really cold up in that corner. There's a bit of a breeze blowing in through that way. So yeah, I rode in and went for a little walk. I've come all the way around to the opposite side of the lake, the back side of the islands, and down onto the opposite corner as well, right down in the other corner. And yeah, it's looking really good down here. There's a lot of snaggy margins around this area. So fish do like to patrol around, and then obviously there's still an island here as well. So you know, I've got one fishing over there as well, but yeah, I've got one down in my left-hand margin and one out at the round at the island, over towards the island. And again, all I've done is just a little scattering of boilies over the top of them. Nothing major, just enough there just to try and entice a bite. So yeah, hopefully this move pays off. You know, I didn't want to just sit up there on my hands all day and wait. You know, maybe a bite would have happened towards the end of the day or something, but yeah, it weren't really looking that great up there, to be fair. And now I've come down into this other corner, the opposite end of the lake, and yeah, it's a real different feeling down here. You know, it feels a lot milder. You're off the wind here. It just feels comfortable. So you never know, there might be a few fish holding around down this end. So yeah, we'll see. Yeah, it's like I say as well, guys, on these short day sessions, we've got to try and stack these odds in our favour. So yeah, other than just sitting on my hands all day, you know, not really doing anything, I've had to move around to the other side of the lake. You know, you never know. It might pay off, it might not, but got to try and do something. I'm not one of these really on these days that wants to sit there on my hands. I'm itching. You know, if something isn't happening after a few hours, I'm thinking, oh, what's going on? Should I do this? Should I do that? I do tend to get inside my own head a little bit. I'm sure we're all guilty of that as well. But yeah, let's hope this move pays off, eh? Let's hope so. Fingers crossed, guys. I'll speak to you shortly. Right guys, come to the end of today's session now. Sadly no fish on the bank, you know. I worked hard today again, had a little move, but yeah, it didn't pay off. But hey ho, it was worth a try, wasn't it? But yeah, like I say, this is only the first day, guys. I'm coming back down tomorrow, so yeah, this is going to be all in the same episode. So yeah, make sure you stay tuned, and I'll see you back down here in the morning, guys. So nice. Welcome to day two. Right then guys, I've got here this morning, bang on 7 o'clock. Thankfully the missus was doing the school run this morning, so yeah, I managed to get here for 7. There's no one else here at the minute, so hopefully it might be a little quiet down here today. Yeah, upon arrival I've gone and had a lap of the lake. Didn't really see too much to go on this morning, you know. There was a little bit of action up in them top reeds again, up the other end of the lake, but you know, it's like what I keep saying about that, it's hard enough to pull them out there at the best of times anyway, to get them confidently feeding outside of them reeds. So I've kind of just ignored that this morning. You know, I don't want to waste hours sitting up in front of that and trying to winkle one out of there when I know it's like the odds are very stacked against me. But as I was leaving yesterday, there was quite a lot of action down towards the car park end of the lake. All along this area. Well, the swim I'm in now, it's the next one. As you come onto the lake, I'm the next one along. I did quite well in this swim last year as well. I have had a fair few fish out of this swim. I've got the aerator there, but I'm not actually fishing to the aerator this time. I've got one in the margin, just under the tree. That's normal. That's quite productive. Sorry, that's quite a productive little spot, that one is. So yeah, I've got one flipped under there. And then I've got two fish into the island. I've got one just off it, about half a rod length off the island, and then one of them's quite tight, just to gauge where they're going to be, because they have been, when they've been coming out and crashing about, they have been quite tight to them islands. So yeah, the water level is down a little bit, so it's probably about a foot down, and a lot of the lake around it, you can actually see the shelf, where the marginal shelf is on the island, and look, there's only like that much water there, sort of thing, but out in front of me I can't see that, so yeah, it must be, there's got to be a little bit more depth there. So yeah, I think that's why they're moving a bit tighter to the island around this side, because there's a bit more depth of water there. On the field down as well, felt like it was a couple of foot. So yeah, we'll see if that produces for me today. Hopefully it does, you know. No fish yesterday. It would be good to bank one today. Yesterday there was a lot of action, like with the feet. They're moving around a lot. They were all around the lake, crashing and stuff like that. I couldn't hook one yesterday. But yeah, we'll see what happens today, guys. I'm gonna shut up waffling for now, and yeah, hopefully I'll be seeing you soon with a fish. Tight lines. Yeah, it's coming up to 2 o'clock now. There's not really been much going on today, not really seeing too much. You know, I'm kind of in the position on the lake where I can see pretty far up to one side, to be honest, but yeah, not really seeing much. So it does feel good for it, Danny's, and you know when you get that little bit of gut feeling. So I don't think I'm going to be moving today. I'm going to keep my feet planted today. I'm going to try and chase them round. Like I say, there's not really been anything much to go on, so yeah, I think we'll just stick it out in this swim for the rest of the day and see how we get on. I'm hoping I ain't going to have to cut the episode short, cut the day short. So the missus had the second vaccine today as well, and yeah, I spoke to her not long ago, and her arms are hurting a bit, but she said she's okay. So yeah, hopefully I'll be able to just stay here for the whole day still. You know, but yeah, I said if she's starting to feel a bit worse, then I'll head back home. But yeah, at the moment I'm going to be staying on till like 5:30, get the runs in about 5:30ish. So yeah, still a few hours to go left. Hopefully I can nick one. But yeah, like I say, I'm not going to move around today, guys. I'm just going to keep my feet firmly planted in this swim today and just wait it out, and hopefully one of these big girls turns up. Well, we shall see. Speak to you soon, guys. Right guys, so yeah, we're just coming up to 3 o'clock now, and yeah, thank God I didn't move. My gut instinct paid off. I've had a fish that I've had from here before. I caught this one last year. It was 23.13 when I had her last year, and yeah, she's just gone 24 and she's crapping out the pandemic all over the mat as well, so that's good. There you go guys, check that one out. Give you a quick spin round and look at the other side. Yeah, like I say, it's taken on the pandemic again as well, just a pandemic barrel wafter. And yeah, on that D-rig as well that I've been using. Check her out. Cracking little old gill. But yeah, we'll get some stills of this one now, get it back and get that rod out. You know, still a few hours left to go yet, so might have to transfer another boat still, yeah. Come on. Right then guys, so we've come to the end of this episode now. And yeah, overall it's not been a bad session. You know, it was positive at the start of the start of the day yesterday. You know, fish showing here and there, fish showing up in them reeds, which is where I started off the day. Just couldn't get them out though. You know, they were real pushed right tight back into them reeds. So, you know, I don't think they wanted to venture out. So yeah, I had that move on the afternoon. Sadly, that didn't pay off. But you know, got to keep trying these things. You've got to try something to get these fish on the bank. And then yeah, coming into today, it was a bit of a different day today. You know, it's a little bit mild and then it went a bit cold. It's been overcast all day, but yeah, I just stayed there, kept my feet firmly planted. I weren't going to try and force something to happen today, and yeah, just sat on my spot and it came good in the end with that cracking 24-pound mirror. And I tell you what, that was a real old warrior, that was. You know, she definitely had some lumps and bumps and a few scars here and there. So yeah, I bet that one's got a few stories to tell. But yeah, so in all, it's been a good session for me, you know, and it has been lately as well. I'm rolling out these good few sessions now, one after another. I think my luck's finally back. But yeah, guys, as always as well, if you like what you're watching, give me that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to turn on the notifications as well, so you know when my videos are going up and you can keep up to date with them. Not too sure when I'm going to be out on the bank next, guys. More than likely sometime next week. So yeah, until then, I'll see you next time. Tight lines.